So, 49er fans, here we are again. Day 3 of training camp. And guess what? Injuries are here. So, let's go down them and let's talk about them. I mean, the biggest one as of today, I'll kind of try to get detailed on it here, is Ricky Pearsall's swelling knee. And one thing that, I've been hearing that I don't like is that, you've been hearing his workouts all off season, like he's in Tokyo, he's going to New York and Central Park and, just running routes, which that's what I do like. But apparently he opted to not have surgery during the season, which I guess that's your choice. But he was supposed to have surgery in the off season and never had it. Thought he could just thug it out, and obviously he can't because now, coming from day one of training camp, he's all talking crap, making good grabs and everything, and now his knee's swelling. It's it's just kind of out of hand. So let me read. Okay, uh, swelling has returned in the same knee he injured last season. This is concerning because obviously it's not an ongoing issue. The 49ers have added veteran receivers and drafted more receivers, showing that they need insurance. Stribling is probably a guy they're keeping on, you know, in case Ricky don't pan out, because this is honestly a make or break year for Ricky, because when he's on the field, he is an asset, but he's been off the field way more than he's been on the field. And if this keeps becoming the case, I think the Niners will be forced to just wipe their hands with this guy. And I hate saying that because, injuries are kind of unavoidable, but he should have handled this in the offseason, because now, after they're observing this, like doctors and people at the facility are saying he might need to go ahead with that surgery. So, man, I thought we would get over this hump, and, any little injury, everybody's like, oh, the substation, the substation. But, you know, it's just rough right now with the 49ers. And I made a live last week, and I said Niners should go after Debo. And there's all these little hints. So maybe they should just go after Debo. Because I was hearing rumblings like this morning that, oh, Debo would be a good third option with the Rams. Screw the Rams, man. Like, he needs to come back home. We need to allow him to come back home just for insurance, man. This is just looking all bad. And just to shoot some stuff at, George Kittle's injury. Kittle opened, training camp on the pup list. And, you see him out there, trying to rehab, and you expect nothing less of Kittle. But like I said in my Top of the Dome video, check that out if you'd like. Um, I think he should sit week one. Just not push it. If he's cool, cleared, whatever, but just don't push it. And sources say that the team is optimistic about week one, but man, I'm just thinking the long trip, like it just being, out in Australia. It's like, why don't you take that extra week or two of like recuperation? But that's me. And now, although we were getting through to hearing good things about the offensive line, you know, um, guys are coming in shape. You could tell that, they're improving, they're showing growth. And now, got injuries with Adarian Lowe. He's got an ankle sprain, and that sounds minor, but it's really not. That's just delicate. And for a big guy that puts all his weight on his ankles, who knows how long this is going to last. And it's just, It's really unfortunate. And Vidarian was like added to be like some depth for Trent Williams, but it's like now we got to put all this extra weight on the silverback gorilla, and he can handle it, but it's always nice to you know take a play off and get a breath and have a replacement go in there. But we'll see how long Vidarian is out for. Defensive line injuries, which man, we can't afford that. And maybe this will be another reason that we could possibly do something nice to trade for Vita Vea. But um, rookie Grace Halton is dealing with a knee bone bruise. Those aren't too bad, but they do linger. So we'll see how that is. And you definitely don't want rookies starting off with injuries. Isaac Arendo. I mean, this ain't defensive line, but Isaac. Oh wait, hold on. Andrew Farmer also missed time with a back injury and was later waived. So injuries are just happening if you got a 49er helmet on. And then let's get into the running back situation. Thank God CMC is not on this list. He's looking spry. He's looking bouncy. Loving it. I'm loving that, he actually has a movement coach that has been helping him a lot. And it is probably the reason that he's looking like so great in the early stages of training camp right now. His movement coach was actually the movement coach for Conor McGregor in his prime. So that I think that was a smart move by CMC. But anyway, the injuries is today Jordan James suffered a broken rib during practice, and that's a big blow. That's probably at least 3 to 4 weeks, if that. And like I said before, Isaac Garendo, he's working back from a torn pec. But more on the Jordan James, this is a blessing and a curse. We don't want Jordan James to be injured. We want him to get his shine. We want him to do whatever he can do to get into the role that he wants. But this puts the spotlight on Black. And I really like that kid. I've been hearing that he is so quick. He is just juking the crap out of people. And he's breeded by winners. And I think this is a blessing in disguise. I kind of hope that Black is RB number two. And for the whole wide receiver core, we got Ricky Pearsall, who is like in flux right now, dealing with his re-aggravated PCL. Surgery might be on the horizon. And I think it was day one or day two, Christian Kirk already strained his calf. So that it's a grade one um, calf strain. Shout out to Big Ed for that info. Um, he's gonna have to rest it, and that could be probably like 4 to 6 weeks. So it just sucks because our first preseason game is coming up in I think like 2 to 3 weeks. So already people missing big spots preseason. Yeah, I get it, but a new guy on the team, we want to get him really into all the plays, getting familiar, getting comfortable, and this is a shot to us. Um, I feel like there was one other person injured, but maybe not. But we're just dealing with all this stuff right now, and it's just like to kind of round it out. It's like Ricky Pearsall's down, George Kittle is down. We need offensive line help. We need wide receiver depth. So let's go after Debo. Like, don't let your rival get Debo. Like, come on. Even if it's just to save yourself seeing your rival with the guy that you could use as insurance, just don't do it. Go get him. And defensive line help. I really hope this scares the 49ers into making a nice trade package for Vita Vea. Even though I seen today that he might have tweaked something. So let's see what that does. But here we are again, 49ers training camp, day 3, and injuries are starting to creep their little head. And we got to do what we got to do to really hold this team up because, man, it's not even week 1 yet, and we're starting to be decimated. And our coach ain't there. So hopefully we got good news in the future, but let's see how it pans out. Like always, like, comment, and subscribe. Put your opinions in the comment. Tell me if you're feeling the dreaded cloud over us, like we were feeling last year of injuries. So let me know in the comments. Yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the Authentic Take. I'm out.